Okay, so a midweek update before the NJ Pro. I did one event at MetLife, did not like the way the car drove, so setup changes. I'm finally biting the bullet. I got a set of 60mm rear spring perches, so these guys. I got 3 sets of 60mm springs. These are 5 and 5.5 inch, 10K, 12, 14, and 16K, so it's 700, 800, and 900 pound rates. And yeah, they're going in the back right now. These are the old setup, which is going to be for sale soon, but I just used the stock upper spring rubber pad. This is a 6-inch Eibach, 2.5 ID, and then it goes onto my stance spring adjuster. But being this is a 6-inch, it was maxed out, and this is an 800 pound rate. If I went up to 900, the rear end would have just been jacked way, way up. Didn't want that to happen, so we're going with the shorter spring, 1 inch shorter. I'm not going to drop it 1 inch. I'm going to drop it maybe half an inch. So right now you can see that it's about a 1 inch difference. But what's going to happen is I'm going to change that into a half-inch difference. Just raise that bottom part up. Hopefully the ride height's good so I don't have to keep on messing around with it. And yeah, that's it. It's a quick update with the suspension and stuff. You can also see I pulled off the molding and everything. I'm detailing this for the first time ever. Paint's pretty good, I guess. I don't know how much this camera's going to show it, but polished. A lot of the water spots are gone, so it's not water spotted anymore. The roof, the hood, the trunk, it's really good. Then a lot of the scratches also came out. You can still see like stuff like this, which you can catch with your fingernail, so that stuff is never coming out. But a lot of the other things are coming out. There's a bunch of like micro scratches because I got rear-ended here, so this part of the rear panel is kind of pushed in, just smushed down. But I did polish it out, so it looks way better. But I mean, you'll still be able to see some stuff. I don't know how well this camera's gonna pick it up either. And then yeah, like little things like this. You can see there are scratches right here, but they were way worse before I started polishing, so I'm pretty glad this car cleaned up pretty well. Next up that I need to do is spray it down with the 50/50 alcohol solution and then put a nice sealant on, and then I'm good to go for the NJ Pro. Well, it's not even this weekend, it's the weekend after, but I'm going to go to MetLife once more this weekend and figure out the car. Yeah, so that's that. Okay, so update, got it in. That's set half-inch up from full low, so set about half an inch lower than what I used to have it. The only issue that I do see is it's loose at full droop. I did set up a little different where I have the urethane spring mount on the spring bucket, and then the top part is the adjuster to the bottom of it, and I kept the OEM pad to help me out a little bit. It's not that loose where it's an issue, so I don't need a helper spring or anything, because a helper spring won't even compress that much. What I could do is shorten this a little bit. I'm gonna put the wheel back on and check it out, and then judge from there. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, this is a pretty simple job. So okay, so wheel on. As you can see, I only have a 3-finger gap. It's not that much droop, so I'm going to leave it as is. I'm not going to shorten up that rear spring, even though I'm shortening it up a 1/4 inch, if that. So I'm just going to let it hang at 1/4 inch. It won't really matter to me. So yeah, I'm going to put this on time-lapse mode when I work on this side, and then we'll be good to go. And I'll sum everything up, and yeah. So there you go. This side's done. It's a really quick spring swap. That's what I like about it. The way I did it with the perches up means I can adjust height without pulling the whole spring out, which is kind of nice. As you can see, I kind of adjusted that one wrong. I believe it really seems like I have more droop on this side than I do on this side, because this side is ever so slightly tighter. So I'm gonna take this wheel off real quick, measure, see how much exposed shock I have, and then I'm gonna tighten it down if it's a little bit too much. I have 7.5 inches of thread before the top of the shock body, and this one I'm just gonna check real quick, and then yeah, suspension setup is gonna be done. I guess the next clip is gonna be me lowering it and then seeing where it sits after that. Yeah, well, there you go. It is dumped back here in a good way. Where I used to see the top of the tire, and now I don't, which is fine. It's good. There's still a decent amount of weight back here because I have all this plus the spare, so that's like maybe 50 pounds worth of stuff. So that rear end is going to rise a little bit, so I'm not really worried about it. So I guess one thing I'm going to show you is the ride height, the jack points, because that's one measurement that everybody does. So let's go with that. This is 6 1/8 on the passenger rear. It is 5 1/8 passenger front. So, yep, 1 inch rake. Let's see this side. 6 inches, so slightly lower. And 5 3/8 on this one. So where I sit down right here is going to be pretty high. But it looks like I may need to go back, jack this end up, run this side up a 1/4 inch or so, and then we'll be good to go. But yeah, otherwise you can see car's all good, and I will be ready for the NJ Pro. But yeah, really this side needs to come up about, that's 6 1/8. This is 6 1/8, a little less. So yeah, this has come up a 1/4 inch to match that, and then we're good. Anyways, let's give you a profile and signing out. Thank you guys for this midweek update. Stay tuned for the NJ Pro.